Next, let's hear from Tim Keller.
My name is Tim Keller, and I'm 44. I'm married. We have 3 boys, 8, 6, and 5, and they take after their fathers. They're troublemakers, but anyhow, they are a lot of fun. We want to make sure that they have the same America that we grew up in. We want to make sure that they have the same opportunities that we had. And that's why I've become politically active over the past 2 years, attending rallies, voicing my opinion more. And I focus more, of course, at the national and state level, but recent events have really impressed upon me the need to get involved locally. And I'll come back to that in a second. I have my bachelor's degree in U.S. history and a minor in English, and I have my master's in social studies education. I teach at Harrison Center. I work with adult education. I work with students 16 and a half to the sky's the limit on their age. I've had someone in their 50s in my classroom before. I've taught in the Port Huron Area School District for 15 years. So that just explains some of my background. The reasons that have motivated me to run for office, I really was unhappy this past year when the water rates were increased 6%, while at the same time, our city had spent money, $100,000 on a study for an aquarium, which most council members will now say it's not going to happen. There was over $200,000 spent to purchase the YMCA, the old YMCA, and over $200,000 to demolish it. And as some city council members have pointed out at these candidate forums, that property is something that can be sold. My problem is when the city gets involved in non-essential services, and by essential services I mean police and fire protection, clean water, good paved roads, when they get involved in things other than that, it creates problems. We get into spending that's not the purview of city government anywhere. It doesn't have to just be Port Huron. And we get into measures that are, we get a city that's involved in real estate, and actually whoever is to buy that property in the future where the Y went set is going to pay more now for it because of what has been put into it by the city, or we're going to lose as a city money on the deal. Any way you cut it, I don't think the city should have been involved in that. So when you look at the cost of the aquarium deal, which is now no deal, and you're talking over $500,000, and yet we had a water rate increase of 6%, I think the money that was spent investigating the Y, which is now a no deal, could have been better spent in 1 more year keeping water rates down. The water sewer separation project is obviously costly. There's no way getting around the fact that that's a huge debt that the city must pay off. And my critics have pointed out, well, if you do not raise the water rates, you'll lose the bond rating, and that's going to cost the city taxpayers more. My point is this: if we cut out non-essential spending and take whatever money we have that supposedly we can throw at something like a $100,000 study on should we build an aquarium, if we would take that money instead and put it down on the debt, we could work that much further towards keeping the water rates lower. That issue alone was something that really raised my ire this past year. There are other properties that the city could sell. I know that McMorrin was a gift to the city, and I know I'm walking into a minefield just by bringing it up, but the city should not be involved in the entertainment business. I would like to see McMorrin eventually sold off to a private entity, and that private entity could do whatever they want with that property. Whether that is to continue with McMorrin.
We're going to cover some of this later.
All right.
I'd like to finish with the introductions first.
So I was just going over the questions. Do you want me to go through the rest of these questions, or hold on?
We're going to go back to those.
Sorry, my misunderstanding.
That's okay. I wanted to get everybody introduced first so the folks know who we've got sitting up here.